Sharps refers to items which you may handle that have sharp points or cutting edges capable of piercing or cutting human skin. Typical items in the lab are scalpels, needles, scissors, tweezers, and bits of broken glass or plastic. The risk of injury is obvious, but when contaminated with biological agents, they create a greater hazard, so the use of sharps should be reduced to a minimum wherever possible. Where they are needed, they should be handled and disposed of carefully. Used sharps should be collected in puncture-proof containers, fitted with covers, that once sealed cannot be reopened without great difficulty. There are many specifically designed sharps bins on the market in various different shapes and sizes. Once used, these containers should be treated as infectious waste until they are autoclaved. Under no circumstances should sharps waste be treated as normal laboratory waste. Sharps bins should be placed as close to the work as possible to avoid moving around the laboratory while holding sharps. The sharps should be placed in the bin immediately after use. These bins must not be overfilled, as this can create an additional sharps hazard. Many commercial sharps bins have a maximum fill level marked on the outside of the container. Non-sharp items, such as absorbent tissue, loops and spreaders, should not be placed into the sharps bins. Once the sharps bin has been filled to its maximum fill line, the lid should be sealed shut. The box should then be wiped with an appropriate disinfectant product before storage and disposal. In emergency scenarios where sharps bins are not available, a heavy-duty plastic household container, such as a laundry detergent container, could be used as an alternative. The container should be leak-resistant, remain upright during use, and have a tight-fitting, puncture-resistant lid which can prevent sharps from escaping. It needs to be clearly labelled to highlight the hazardous nature of the waste it contains. As there will be no maximum fill marking on the container, only fill to approximately 3/4 full before disposal. The method of disposal should be the same as that for specially designed sharps bins. Laboratory-associated infections are commonly caused by needle stick injuries. It's important not to resheath needles after use. Instead, they should simply be placed directly into the sharps bin. If needles are attached to a syringe, do not detach the needle from the syringe. Simply place the entire unit in the sharps bin. This should help to reduce the likelihood of needle stick injury. Where sharps bins are being stored before collection by a specialist sharps disposal service provider, or before on-site incineration, they should be placed in a dedicated collection area. Where sharps bins are being autoclaved, appropriate temperature, pressure and duration should be used to ensure decontamination. After autoclaving, the sharps bins should be labelled as autoclaved. They can then be disposed of as normal sharps waste. They no longer need to be treated as infectious sharps waste. In summary, good practice for working with sharps includes: reduce the use of sharps where possible, handle and dispose of with care, Do not resheath needles, as this is a key route of transmission for laboratory-associated infections. Needles must not be removed from syringes. Instead, they should be disposed of as one unit. Do not treat sharps as normal laboratory waste. Dispose of sharps using puncture-proof containers fitted with lids. Do not overfill sharps bins or other waste containers. Sharps bins must be surface decontaminated before being disposed of appropriately.